that their efforts would dismantle everything I had built. But the truth is, they never even scratched the surface of who I really am. What they failed to realize was that adversity is not my enemy. It is my ally. It is the hammer that shapes me, the fire that forges my resolve, and the weight that builds my strength. With each attempt to break me, they inadvertently handed me the tools I needed to build something even stronger, something more resilient than I ever imagined. When the world feels like it's against you, when it seems like every step forward is met with a pushback, it's easy to feel like giving up is the only option. But that's exactly what they want. They want you to quit, to fold, to break. They want to see you fail. And when you do, they'll think they've won. But you're playing a different game. You don't win by avoiding the fight. You win by showing up every time. You win by standing tall when they think you'll fall. You win by continuing to move forward even when they expect you to stop. I've learned something crucial in my journey. Those who try to break you are not the ones who define your worth. They don't have that power. The only person who defines your strength, your potential, and your worth is you. And the moment you realize that, when you truly understand that no one can take your strength unless you give it to them, that's when everything changes. That's when you begin to see the truth. Their attempts to break you are nothing more than the universe's way of testing your resolve, testing your ability to rise above it all. And you will rise. You always have, and you always will. They tried to break me, but they couldn't touch my heart. They couldn't touch the core of who I am, the part of me that is unshakable, the part of me that refuses to be swayed by negativity, hate, or doubt. It's easy to break things on the outside, on the surface, but the things that truly matter, the things that make me who I am, are inside of me. They are intangible. They are my resilience, my willpower, and my unshakable belief in my own ability to overcome. These things cannot be destroyed by anyone, not even the harshest of trials. In the depths of despair, in the moments when the darkness seems overwhelming, I realized that breaking is not an option. Giving in is not the answer. I can feel the weight of my challenges pressing down on me, but I also feel the strength within me rising, pushing back against that weight. I feel myself becoming more solid, more grounded with every challenge I face. I am not moving backwards. I am moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Every setback, every failure, every attempt to knock me down is simply another chance for me to rise stronger. When people try to break you, they underestimate your resilience. They think that because they can see your vulnerability, they can break you. But they don't understand the power of vulnerability. They don't understand that every time you allow yourself to feel, to experience pain, you are creating room for strength to grow. Every time you allow yourself to cry, to grieve, to acknowledge the hurt, you are clearing the path for healing and growth. The cracks they think will destroy you only serve to let the light of your true potential shine through. Their attempts to break me were never personal. They were simply projections of their own insecurities, their own fears. People who try to break others do so because they are afraid. They are afraid of the strength that they see in you, the potential they know they don't have. They see your fire and they try to extinguish it, but they don't realize that fire cannot be extinguished. It only spreads. It only burns brighter. They thought they could break me, but all they did was ignite a fire within me that cannot be put out. I've learned that strength is not about being unshakable all the time. It's about how you rise after being shaken. It's about how you respond when the storm hits. It's about refusing to let the fear, the doubt, the negativity seep into your soul. It's about standing your ground and saying, I will not be broken. I will not be defeated. I will not let this situation define me. The stronger you become, the less power others have over you. The more you rise, the more you show the world that no matter what comes your way, you will not break. When they try to break you, they're only making you more aware of the strength you have. They're showing you the limits you've yet to reach, the potential you've yet to unlock. They are providing the pressure that will transform you into something greater than you were before. The trials, the hardships, the betrayals, they are not the end. They are the beginning. They are the moments that lead to growth, to transformation, to a version of yourself that is unstoppable. And when I look back, when I think about all the moments I thought I might break, I realize just how far I've come. They tried to break me, but all they did was push me to become the person I was always meant to be. They tried to tear me down, but all they did was build me up. They tried to shatter my confidence, but they only made it stronger. They tried to take everything from me, but they gave me the one thing they couldn't steal, my spirit. Now, I stand taller than I ever have before. I am not the person they tried to break. I am not the person they thought they could defeat. I am more than what they could ever imagine. I am the result of everything they tried to take away from me. I am the embodiment of resilience, of strength, of the unyielding will to never back down. They tried to break me, but all they did was push me to greatness. So, let them try. Let them throw their doubts, their negativity, and their hate. Let them think they can break me, because every time they try, I'll only get stronger. Every time they push, I'll push back. And when all is said and done, when they look at me from the outside, they'll see that they were never in control. They were never the ones who defined me. I am the one who defines my destiny. I am the one who decides how strong I will become. There was a time when I believed that my struggles would overwhelm me. There were moments when the weight of everything pressing down on me felt unbearable, when the doubt and the fear crept into my mind, whispering that I wasn't strong enough, that I couldn't make it through. But then I realized something. The very reason I was feeling this way was because I was evolving, growing, and stretching beyond the limits I once thought I had. The pain was a sign that I was pushing against the boundaries of my own potential, reaching for something greater. The people who tried to break me never understood this. They saw my vulnerability and mistook it for weakness. They thought that because I was struggling, because I was showing my pain, I was falling apart. But what they didn't know, what they couldn't see, was that in that pain, I was rising. Every tear, every moment of frustration, every time I stumbled, it was all part of the process. I was becoming stronger, not weaker. I was evolving into a version of myself that couldn't be touched by their attempts to bring me down. The truth is, they never had the power to break me. No one does, not unless I allow them to. I am the only one who holds the key to my own strength. I am the one who decides what can hurt me, what can break me. And as time went on, I realized that the things that once seemed to shake me, to threaten my foundation, were merely stepping stones to something more powerful, something unshakable. In the beginning, it felt like I was being crushed under the weight of everything that came at me. The harsh words, the betrayals, the disappointments, they all seemed to add up, threatening to break me. But now, looking back, I see how each of those experiences shaped me. I see how each challenge refined my character, sharpened my resilience, and reinforced my determination. What they tried to do to break me only made me stronger. I was being prepared in ways I couldn't understand at the time to face even greater challenges ahead. And when those challenges came, I stood firm. Each time they tried to break me, I reminded myself that my power lies in my ability to adapt, to persist, to keep moving forward even when it seems impossible. They may have thought they were winning, but they were only creating the very foundation on which I would build my success. Every obstacle was a lesson, every setback a lesson in endurance. Every time I was knocked down, I got back up stronger, faster, and more determined. I wasn't losing. I was winning in ways they couldn't see. One of the most powerful realizations I had during this time was that I didn't need their validation. I didn't need their approval to know my worth, to know my strength. I had spent too long seeking approval from others, trying to meet their expectations, trying to live up to their standards. But when they tried to break me, I realized that their opinions didn't matter. What mattered was my own belief in myself, my own trust in my ability to rise, to overcome, and to thrive. I no longer needed anyone's permission to be strong. I had that strength within me all along. There is a deep power in silence. It is not a weakness. It is an act of strength. It is a way of refusing to be swayed by external forces, of choosing not to engage in negativity or drama. The more they tried to provoke me, to pull me into their battles, the more I learned to detach. I learned that sometimes the best response is no response at all. When I didn't engage, when I chose not to respond to their attempts to break me, I was reclaiming my power. I was showing them that they didn't have the power to control me, to determine how I felt or how I reacted. In that silence, I found clarity. I found peace. And with that peace came strength. Because in the quiet moments, when the noise of the world faded away, I was able to reconnect with myself, to rediscover my own inner power. I realized that no one could take that from me. No one could touch the core of who I am unless I allowed it. And I had the power to choose what I let affect me. what I let into my heart and mind, the more I embraced my own inner silence, the more unshakable I became. What they failed to understand is that strength doesn't always show up in loud, dramatic ways. Sometimes it shows up in the quiet moments when you keep moving forward, when you stay calm in the face of adversity, when you don't let the world define you. They thought they could break me with their words, with their actions, but they couldn't even begin to understand the depth of my strength. They underestimated my resolve, my inner power, my capacity to rise above it all. And that, more than anything, is what makes me unbreakable. I've learned that the true measure of strength is not how much you can endure, but how much you can rise after falling. It's about how you keep going, how you don't let anything, no matter how powerful or painful, take away your will to continue. I am proof that you can be knocked down and still get up. You can be pushed to the edge and still find the strength to come back stronger. Because strength is not about never falling. It's about learning to rise no matter how many times you fall. As I look back on the journey, I no longer see the pain or the hardships as threats. I see them as milestones, each one marking a point in time when I grew stronger, when I became more capable of handling whatever life threw my way. I realize now that they were never trying to break me. They were simply giving me the opportunity to show who I really am, to demonstrate my resilience, my courage, and my unwavering determination. And with each attempt to break me, I became more of the person I was always meant to be. So, to anyone who ever thought they could break me, whoever believed they could bring me down, I say this: you failed. Not because you didn't try, but because I am stronger than you could ever imagine. I am unbreakable. I am unstoppable. And no matter what you throw my way, I will always rise. I will always fight. I will always become stronger. In the end, I am unbreakable. I am unstoppable. And no matter what they throw at me, no matter how hard they try, they will never break me.